I'm going to ask you to roll into this hip to one row. Same thing as like illusion. And then bring that hip down to bird. Top hip, yes, because we're going to roll to reverse bird, yes. And then from here, normally we go into straddle, right? Normally we go ahead and go into straddle. Normally go here.
Yes.
That's the ghetto version. Instead, stay there. And then from this, instead of going to straddle, you're going to lean that top leg back into back fly. So just lean that leg back, yes, to back fly. And then I'm going to roll you right onto this hip, boom, again. Does that make sense? So there's a cleaner feel to it. You'll see in the video. Through. So instead of straddle, you're going to lean that hip back into back fly and roll onto it. Boom. Straight like that. Okay. So back fly and roll. Boom. Say! One more. I'll break it down. Beautiful. Boom. Nice. Always opposites, right? Very good. So what I'm doing here is, from here, from Ninja Star, I take this foot, this side down. Let me teach the ghetto version first, because it's easier. Let's start from straddle. Nice straddle. Nice straddle. So from here, Tara, you give me your hands. I'm going to push your torso on this side, right? So what I do is I bend at the knee, I meet you in the middle so that you can bring this top hip down. It'll be easier. Down, and we push opposites, always right there, exactly. And then, so the reason why we do that is so you can free your hand, right? And it's all about hand switching in Ninja Star, correct? We take this hand, we go behind the knee, we clasp again, your body turns, and I take this foot and place it into reverse bird. From there, we do opposites. This hand and this foot's gonna be on. So I get you onto this hip, toes turning in, and I get you onto this side. I call it side bird because you're more or less, and then so that hand goes from back and it switches in the front. And then we go back to straddle. We're pushing off opposites, right? So if this foot's on there, you're pushing off. Very nice arms. I receive and kick up again. Let's do that reverse and reverse. It's really important for bases to meet your flyer in the middle. We're coming to straddle, elbows in for strength. I receive her weight a little, and then I kick up. It makes it a lot easier for the flyer to bring their hips over into the correct position. Reverse bird, toes in. Boom. Switching hands, pushing off the opposite arm here. Down, receive, and push opposite arms. If the foot's here, we're pushing. There you go, beautiful. So let's do the same, but we're gonna go into back fly. Instead of straddle bat from here, we go hands, the flyer leans the hip back to back fly. The base catches the hip, gets ready, and rolls onto the hip. Still in reverse again, please. Back to this side. Beautiful. Nice, Tara. So to back fly, watch the base's foot. Not here on the butt, but on the side of the hip. Imagine point, roll over, receive, and then push up, opposite arms.
And I would say it's helpful to keep the elbows in. Really
elbows in, right? It gives you more strength. Okay, reverse bird. We're switching hands. Catch the hip. Toes turned in. Toes turned in. And then from there, opposite hands, this hand, this foot, so that we switch hands. She leans back to back fly. I get my foot in position, not on the butt, over onto the hip. I receive, meet her in the middle, and then I help push that hip over. And then again, we're pushing on the opposite limbs. And to reverse bird. All right, let's cartwheel out for a second. Nice, Tara. Awesome. Any notes for you? So you're saying elbows in?
Elbows in.
Helps a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of strength.
Helps so you're not all over the place. Just roll over then. I know that you've got this ability to push off.
Yes. Elbows in. And what about the rolling of the hips? One thing I remember is when you've...
I'm just trying to keep tight in the hips. You
Yeah.
do all the rolling of me. I feel
Most of it in Ninja Star it is. But I think one thing that flyer must do and that you do well is when you're rolling from that back fly back onto the kind of side bird, you don't keep your hips, it's not vertical. It's more like turned towards the ground a little. It's more like a side bird. It's not really a side star. Where this is like a side star, when you're from back fly rolling over, you really want to bring your hips down a little so that you can start turning into reverse bird again.
Got it.
So it's not so much a side, more as like turning. It's not all the way, but it's definitely like somewhere in between. It's not this for sure. It's turned down a little so that you naturally turn back into reverse bird.